All right, let's get it on, Ephraim. I'm ready when you are. God, so a question here in the room. I'm sorry, I cannot hear you too well, brother. My apologies. Say it again, please.
Slaki, can you hear me now, Junior?
Fine up.
All right. Luke chapter 10, verse 17. And the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name.
Okay, you said the 70. Are you in the New Testament?
Sir.
And what book of the New Testament, please?
Luke chapter 10, verse 17.
Okay, read they right here. Read 10 and 16, please.
Khan. Verse 16. He that heareth, you heareth me. And he that despises you, despises me.
I heard that. I think I understand that. Go ahead.
And he that despises me, despises him that sent me.
I think, okay, you understand right up?
Sir.
All right, keep going.
Verse 17. And the 70 return again joy, saying, the devils are subject unto us through thy name.
So this is when the brothers went out to go teach. And you said 70, the number 70, correct?
Sir.
So that's when these 70 brothers went out to go teach. And when they came back from camp that day, they said, Lord, man, even the devils have to obey you. They're telling Christ, this is when Christ was walking the earth, correct?
You're
correct. This is in what book? This is in Mark, you said?
Luke chapter 10.
Luke, right. So they come back to Christ and they say, man, we went to camp today, man. Even the demons have to obey you. I mean, in essence, they had a wonderful camp day. People tried to come to that camp, but they won every battle. That's what that means. When it says that the demons obey you, you've been through this yourself, warrior. You go out to camp and people are coming up against the camp trying to battle us. Before you know it, that your camp leader gets up on the mic, brother, and that same bastard that was coming up against us, now he's apologizing and asking, where is the school? You know what I'm talking about, don't you, Isupk?
Sir.
That happens. Okay, that's what he means by that. If you need me to keep going, go ahead.
Sir, the next verse. Verse 18. Satan as lightning forth.
Read that again.
He said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning from heaven.
Remember, they're coming back from camp, and they're talking about the wonderful day they had at camp. That even the people who hate us, just like Jesus Christ said, when he sent them out, he said, listen, if people hate you, they're going to hate you because they hate me. If they reject you, it's because they rejected me. And if they reject me, they're rejecting God. And then he sent them out on the street. They came back a glorious camp day. Dia Glorio, telling Christ all about it. Man, even the demons had to obey us, man. Even the demons obeyed you. And then Jesus Christ is making a comment on the success that they had that day at camp. You understand, warrior?
Sir.
And this is his comment. Read it again.
Verse 18. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning forth from heaven.
Meaning, imagine lightning in the sky, right? And you know how fast lightning hits the earth? You with me up?
Sir.
Think about how fast lightning strikes, how fast lightning comes down from the sky and hits the earth. He's saying he beheld, and Satan is falling as fast as lightning. You understand, warrior?
Sir.
That's what he means. As opposed to something just drifting down from the clouds or something just falling down. He's saying that Satan is falling like lightning falls from the sky. Meaning Satan is falling in what way, warrior?
From his rulership.
If Satan is falling like lightning falls from the sky, then that means that Satan is falling what?
Very fast.
That's the point. That's his point. Satan is falling fast. The demons, the people that rule this world, our oppressors. At one time, they called themselves the Roman Empire. Now they call themselves the British, the French, and the Americans, and the Russians. They're falling, and they're falling fast, quickly. Donald Trump is facilitating the lightning-like fall of America. It's happening. And it was happening during the time of Christ. During the time of Christ, Rome fell. The same people that oppressed us in that day, they had fallen 70 years. I'm sorry, they had fallen, my God. I mean, I forget how long when the Roman Empire split up, but not too long after Jesus Christ and after the fall of Jerusalem, the Roman Empire split up into the Eastern Kingdom and to the Western Kingdom. These demons, these devils, these oppressors, they're falling like lightning. They're falling fast. That's the point. Was there more?
That's it, sir.
No problem. Next question.
Florida has a question.
I'm here, brothers.
Shalom, General Yahabashim Yahshabrakatah.
Please, I was
Khan, sir, with your grace, I would like to get a general breakdown of 2nd Ezra, chapter 2 and verse 46. Primarily, I want to know what the palms are that Christ is putting in their hands.
Absolutely, brother. I'd be honored to help you. Thawada. Okay, go ahead and read it, please.
Yes, sir. 2nd Ezra, chapter 2. I'll start at verse 44. 2nd Ezra, chapter 2 and verse 44. So I asked the angel, and he said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal.
Do you understand that?
Khan, sir, if I may.
Please.
This is saying that basically they're in the spirit.
To catch everyone up to we are. This is a prophecy that Ezra saw, a vision. Ezra saw a future about the same things that you hope for. Over the people that had ruled over them. This is Judgment Day. This is the day when now you receive a God. These men are getting crowns on their head for the hard work they did before Jesus Christ came back. And they're receiving, read that last, and so of course, when the angel told Ezra, these are them that have cast off the mortal. The word mortal means death or dying, like mortality or mort, right? That which is a. And how do you cast off the mortal? By casting off sin. By casting off lust, by casting off the things that make you disobey God's laws. Because when you disobey God's law, so they've thrown off these things, and now they have put on culture, or now it's a culture of life now. Yes. Culture of living now. Yes. Culture of keeping the commandments, so now we don't die.
Verse 45, he answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal holy, and have confessed the name of God.
Do you need me to break that part down? Do you understand that?
If you may, sir.
About saying that you believe in Jesus Christ, even though you know that they will hate you because they hated him. Which is what we just read with the other question. You understand? Because everyone hates Jesus Christ. When you go out and tell everyone about who he really is, they're going to hate you. That risk of being hated and persecuted makes telling everyone you follow Christ a confession. Because once you say it, you're going to have to pay for it. And once they find out you're in the truth, forget about this. If you in one of these fake Israelite groups, they'll be fine with that, because Christians and fake Israelites are the same. They're the exact same thing. The purple pigs of the IUIC, they're just a bunch of choir boys, and they're just like every other Christian, closeted homosexuals. Yes, sir. Just like all the rest of them. But when you tell everyone that you're one Weststock, that you grow with Commanding General Yohanan, they're going to say you're in a cult. They're going to say that you're a hate group. They're going to say I don't want you around your son anymore, your daughter. I don't want you over here anymore. I don't want you coming in my house anymore. Saying that you're in the UPK is a confession of. It's something that once you say it, brother, there's repercussions. Yes, sir. You understand?
Sir.
Keep going.
Yes, sir. Now are they crowned?
Oh, but these brothers now they're getting crowned for making that confession. Now they're getting crowned for standing out on that they hate it, going on the internet, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and telling the world, YouTube, what the word of God is, though they hate it. Now you receive a crown on that day. Now you get to rule this continent. You get to rule these islands. You get to rule these lands for standing with him when no one else would. Continue.
Colonel, sir. And receive palms.
Recently, I always forget what in the hell Ash Wednesday is about. I know they burned something and over their goddamn foreheads, right? But let me just explain what this is actually talking about. You know what a palm tree is, of course, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, back you would fan him with palms. You can find these in old movies. I mean, you give me a movie from the 40s or something like that, you'll when Christ came into Jerusalem on an ass's colt, he was so famous by then for performing miracles that they waved palms at him when he came in. And so these men that receive these crowns, they're getting palms in their hands, because after they get those crowns, they're going to wave those palms at the man that gave them those crowns. They're going to wave them right at him and confess before the world that he is the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings. You understand? All right. All right. Any other question?
Question in the room here at headquarters.
I see you, War. I got you, brother.
Cuddle Khan, sir. I hope you're doing well, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question in Luke 9:62, so if I may read it, sir.
Please.
Cuddle Khan, Luke 9:62. And Yahushua, Jesus said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and his back is fit. I ordered a breakdown on that. So is this people that leave the school?
Yes.
People
that leave the school. They put their hands on the plow. They went to do the work. They touched that plow. And then they let it go. They're not fit. These people that lead these fake Israelite groups, they're not fit for the kingdom. They're not making the kingdom. I done told you that already. They can forget that. They're going to die here with their oppressor because they're just like him. The leaders of fake, they left the school for what? You thought your leader left the school over the breakdown of Isaiah 16, over the breakdown of John 3:16, over the breakdown of who the Gentiles are. Your fake Israelite leader doesn't give a damn about breakdown. Have more traitors and faggots, excuse my language, to TikTok. Have more traitors and LGBT men in the kingdom of heaven. UIC, you don't need the God's kingdom. America is your kingdom. You can take your purple choir boys and march them down all the streets of America. This is where you're going to lose your life here. You're not making the kingdom if you're in the IUI stand Hazahar.
Come, sir. In Ecclesiastes 34, verse 4, right? This is the chapter where it talks about the dreams, and in dreams is people chase after dreams that chasing after a shadow, right? Clean thing, what can be cleansed, and from that thing which is false, what truth can come.
I understand.
I mean by unclean thing.
Right. Your dreams are unclean because they're not from God, not holy. They're thoughts. So in essence, so this is in essence what you are obsessed about. You are obsessed with your own thoughts. That's it. It would be like saying, I was sitting on, imagine I'm sitting on the 2 train and I'm just sitting up there daydreaming. I dreamed about this. I daydreamed about that. I daydreamed about all of this amazing. Have you ever heard anybody that was?
I have, sir.
Oh, you have? Jesus Christ, you around some real nuts. Let me tell you, I mean, no one usually ever is obsessed about their own petty thoughts. But when you have thoughts at night, when you sleep, you think it's God talking to you when he's not talking to you. If you're in the IUIC, God doesn't talk to you. You think God talks to Nate? God does not know who Nate is. God doesn't speak to him, but I'm sure every night he goes to Ghana. God showed me that the Africans are really the Israelites. God showed me that I should send you a picture of America. He did that. I'm going to play it in class. You think God is showing you things when really you are obsessed with your own thoughts. That's all. You're just thinking at night. Who can make clean? Who can make clean what's unclean? It's thinking about, and that's that. Oh, no. Okay. I got the video about, this the one. Somebody just sent me this good video that I wanted to play. The sister Nadia, I believe. What every fake Israelite group has in common with Donald Trump. Just let me get through a few of these questions, all right? Okay. No problem, Warrior. Go ahead.
That's it. That's it, sir.
No sweat. Tuwada. Perfect, Nadia. Sister Nadia. Tuwada. Go ahead.
Sir, brother asked Salaka, sir, if I may, my Lord, with your grace, Can I get a general breakdown of Deuteronomy 29 and 17? Is this about putting selfishness before the Most High, sir?
Well, I'm humbled by your request, and I'm happy to help you to the best of my ability. He said, is this about putting selfishness behind you?
Is it about selfishness before the Most High?
Okay, go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 17. And ye have seen their abominations, and their idols, wood and stone, silver and gold, which were among them.
Is that it?
Concert.
This is about idol worship. It's about putting an idol before your God. The Lord said, thou shalt have no gods before me, none. And to have any God is to put that God first, because our God said that we cannot have any gods. But I'm sure Allah will allow you to have another God or two. The Christians forget about it. You can have a God for every day of the week. You can have the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday God. You can have the moon, Tusis, which is some two-headed God. The backing for Wednesday, Odin. Wednesday is Odin. Thursday is Thor. Friday is for Viking God Freyja. Saturday is to worship the Roman god Saturn, and Sunday is for you to worship the sun. So you can have all kinds of gods. You can have a god for every month. January for worshiping Janus, and February for worshiping the she-wolf that suckled Romulus and Remus. March for worshiping April for worshiping who's Roman. No, April is another god, a fertility Roman god. Am I missing out? December is for 10. That's where the term December comes from the number 10, like decimal. The other gods don't mind sharing worship. The Most High God is a jealous God, and he will not share you with another God. You understand? So this is about idol worship. There's some idols that are very prevalent in people's lives right now. The Christian cross, the Mary statues, the statues of Jesus, giant Christ the Redeemer that's in Brazil. It stands about 100 feet tall. The cross that the Ku Klux Klan used to burn in your front yard. That was their idol. They loved it. They set it on fire so that the light of Jesus could chase your black ass of Mississippi. Idol of Allah, the cobblestone in Mecca. That every Muslim has to go to Mecca at least once in his life to kiss a block in Libya that's covered in saliva for 6 years. Damn. Those are idols, and I'm sure you have many more idols. The Buddhists, they got those idols in every Chinese restaurant. The fat man, the skinny one with all the little naps on his head, with the cat. That's a god. That's a god. That Korean and that Chinese cat. That's another one of those gods. You got the 4-leaf clover right now. 3 clover. That's the season we're in right now. That's an idol. That's an idol. Yeah, you send your children to school. They're kindergartners. They come back because they drew a shamrock today. That shamrock is the representation of the Father and the 3-leaf clover. It was like a religious symbol during the time of the Druids, because clover covered the field. They knew it was spring on, and so they began to worship the clover. They wanted to worship spring. When the Catholic took over in Scotland, they kept their god, the clover god, and they just said a 3-leaf clover now represents the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So now everyone worships clover. That's another idol. It's a street idol. It's an idol that represents far before Jesus was ever born. You get the point. All right. Anything else?
Wow, sir, that's it.
Yes. Any
Count.
other
So,
questions?
you know, if I could, real quick, Officer Shagapon wanted me to promote the Madden tournament with cash prizes. If I can pull this, there's going to be an ISUPK Presents Madden tournament coming up. Starts March 15th, $50 admission. The deadline to enter is the 14th. You can email onewestshagapon@gmail.com to get in.
All right, everybody heard that. Y'all better get on top of it. You want to get in there and play that? What's that? Madden, the football game, right?
Con.
Gonna play the football game, $50. You playing the video game anyway. You stopped having sex with your wife 2 years ago to play video games, so you might as well get in there and win some money. Everybody understands? Okay, let's go ahead.
Con, sir, brother in the comments had a question. So out of one with your grace, if you see fit, make a general breakdown of Ezekiel 34 and 18 about the shot.
I'd be happy to, brother. I'm humbled by. Thank you, brother. Okay, let's go ahead.
Chapter 34, verse 18. Seemeth all thing unto you to have eaten up the good pasture, but ye must tread down with your feet the residue of your pastures.
This is a good one. Let me where are we at right now?
Ezekiel chapter 34, verse 18.
Ezekiel, stand by.
Verse 18.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, let me go up above it a taste, all right? Yeah, boy, oh boy. Okay, read.
Ezekiel chapter 34, verse 18. You, O my flock, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I judge between cattle and cattle, between the rams and the he-goats.
Let me explain this to you. This is God. I'm going to sum it up for you. The Most High God is explaining to Israel right here that he judges everyone on the planet. He judges between the other nations and the Israelites. He also judges between the Israelites who are cruel to other Israelites. So he's going to judge our oppressor for what he did to us, and he will also judge the rich of Israel who have oppressed their own people. That's the point of this entire thing, all right? So now I'm going to break it down. Go ahead.
Verse 18. Seemeth it a thing unto you to have eaten up the good pasture, but ye must tread down with your feet the residue of your pastures.
This is speaking about the other nations. He's telling Israel, I'm going to judge with these. I'll handle this. Is it a small thing to you? He said he'll judge between the sheep and the goats. The goats is the one that keys you on to what he's talking about, because Esau is unto a goat, a rough goat. Is it a small thing to you that you've eaten all of the good grass, all of it? Do you have to also step on the little bit of grass that's left for us to eat? Let me tell you, man, once again, you want to understand, people understand this trait. White people have Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude is a German word that means pleasure in another person's pain, pleasure in another person's misfortunes. White people have that like a disease. It's a disease. White people, they have everything. They have everything. And they're angry at you because you have a crumb. Donald Trump complained and said that these planes are falling out the sky because of DEI, meaning blacks and Hispanics, the ones that are making these fall. Then later on, what do you find out? There are only 2.5% of every airplane pilot is black or Hispanic. That's it. 2.5%. Do you know what that means, brother? 2.5% is too much for white people. They don't want any black people to fly a plane. They don't want any Hispanics to fly a plane. Any. They look at it and they go, if I was on a plane and if I saw a black, I'd be nervous because I would stand to let him fly. Devil, you'll never see a black pilot because your racism has stopped virtually any of them from becoming pilots. There's only 2% of the pilots that are black. Hispanic pilots, half a percent. Meaning white people don't want us to fly planes at all. Like in the past, they didn't want us to swim at all. You wonder why black people can't swim. We can't swim because when we would try to go to the pool, some white man would pour bleach in the pool while we were in it. We were barred from going to swimming pools. They don't want us to. Already they have the best neighborhoods, the best food, the best places to shop. Us to have some people that are black and Hispanic that fly planes. And of course, who's crashing all of the planes? Your perfect white pilots are crashing planes. The sky. Keep going.
Khan, and to have drunk of the deep waters.
You drank the deep waters. You drank down the deep waters. You've drunk them. Keep going.
But ye must foul the residue with your feet.
You drink the deepest water. You drink it all up. Now there's only a little bit of water left because you drank all the deep water. So there's a little bit left. What do? You walk in that water and pollute the water. So now when it's our turn to drink, we drink the residue. We can't even drink it. Our water is poisoned. Ask Flint, Michigan. Ask Detroit. Ask Chicago. You get everything. You can't leave us a crumb. You can't just give us a little bit to survive on. Let me tell you how cruel white people are. White people voted in the president. He's going to fire people. Right now, Elon Musk every in the government. He's cutting every. Right now, Donald Trump has fired more veterans than any president in history. Every day on the news, they say we're slashing jobs. We're cutting jobs. Let me tell you, whenever I hear this, you know what I think, Ephraim? I thought people ran for president then, and I'm going to create industries. I'm going to create wealth. I'm going to create jobs. Do you know how cruel white people are? A man became president because he promised to get rid of jobs. He promised to would rather that you get fired than that they get hired. I can prove that. I wish a devil would challenge the word of God on that. I got too much proof that white people would rather that blacks and Hispanics lose their job. That's more important to them than that they get a job. They'll stay unemployed as long as you get fired. As long as you don't have a job. That's Schadenfreude. You poison. Can we have a little bit? No. You poison the residue that we're supposed to survive on. Continue.
Verse 19. And as for my flock, they eat that which ye have trodden with your feet.
I know you understand that. As for my flock, they eat what you have trodden over with your feet. We eat the leftovers. You eat what's high on the hog, and we eat the chitlins and the feet, the slop that goes in that would be fed thing we have in life, whatever left over, that's what we get. And white people are so cruel that they don't even want you to have that. They don't want you to have anything. They don't want to see one black doctor, none. They don't want to see one Mexican walking down the street unmolested. They don't want you to have anything, even though already they have everything. Continue.
And that which ye have felt, which
we drink what you found. That's what we drink. That's our water. That's what's left. And we have to drink it. We have to survive on it. The white man right now, Donald Trump promised when he was running for election to get rid of the Board of Education, to get rid of it. Now, the Board of Education has nothing, does nothing, and it is still doing too much for Donald Trump. Because before the Board of Education, there was a plurality in Hispanics that could not read. We couldn't read at all. People fought to get the Board of Education just to find a way for us to get off of the farm with education. Back at the time when a lot of your great-grandmothers, they could, someone my age, your great-grandmother could not read. Your grandmothers dropped by high school or dropped out the 6th grade. Ask you if you're middle age, you ask them, and they didn't go to school. They dropped out of school in the 6th grade. They had to work. So all these things got invented. Truancy officers, Board of Education, public high schools, all these try to find a way for black people to know how to really have a better life. And we barely have anything right now. And Donald Trump won the White House because he told white people, these black people still have too much. These Hispanics, we drink what you have stepped your.
Say the Lord God unto them, behold, I, even I, will judge between the fat cattle and between the lean cattle.
Oh yeah, he's going to judge. He's going to judge between the fat cattle and the lean cattle. You see, the fat cattle is fat because he gets all the grass. He gets all the water. Not odd, the fat cattle would just eat everything, and the lean cattle would starve to death. But God will judge between the fat and the lean. God will judge between the what, warriors? Between the rich and the poor, the fat and the lean. God will judge. Simply wealthy and have money means you'll rule the rich and the poor. He judges between the rich and the poor. Your might and your power will no longer be enough for you to sustain yourself, because God is going to judge between the rich and the poor. God is going to send a judge to make sure that the final soul cow can finally get justice. Preguntas. Próximo.
Kind out of one kind. And General Q commented and reminded the Passover fee gets you into every event. From the New York in Atlanta, that $200 Passover fee for the ISUPK.com.
In everything. Did you hear General Q? Everything. Lord knows it should be $100. I'm telling you. It should be $500. But because Commander in General Yohana is kind, $200 to get everything. If you have them, you're a liar. You have the damn money. The old weed with your weed money. That's all. Give Commander in General Yohana your weed money. Give him your cocaine money. Give him the money that you spent on lobster and crab. Give him your Christmas money. You have it. You need. Okay, your Christmas money, goddamn, this school will be put on a guy will have their saucers. You go to camp on a damn flying saucer. If you would just simply give the UPK your weed money. Anything else?
Sir, Charlotte has a question.
Charlotte, I'm here for you.
Could give it.
No problem. What's the brother's name? Have it, you can let me know. I'll help the brother out. Go ahead, Leviticus 8. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Leviticus 18 and 22.
Leviticus chapter 18, verse 2.
Need this one here. But they're not alone. That's what you got to understand about the Sicaris. Are the Sicaris gay? Yes, they're gay, clearly. But they're not the only ones. The IUIC is gay too. They're gay. They're all gay. You didn't believe us when we said it. Well, when you see the same thing happen to the IUIC, just remember what we told you when you found out about the Sicaris. Yeah, you can't lie with man as you lie with a woman. You can't do that. You can't have sex with a man. Young brothers, Sicaris, IUIC, fake Israelites, Christians, Muslims. You cannot do that. That's a sin against God. Go ahead.
Khan. It is abomination.
It's an abomination. An abomination is an evil act that God forbids. That's what that means. Go ahead.
Verse 23. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile themselves therewith.
Oh Lord, fake Israelites, are you having sex with the chickens and ducks and dogs too? I don't doubt it. You shocked me this week. I was stunned, flabbergasted. Jesus Christ, that's the Kari cat. He looks at least twice as manly as Bishop Nate. If Sakari is taking it in the backside, I can only imagine what is going into Nate. There's somebody putting a whole them rolling pins they used to bake biscuits with. You know what I'm talking about, Ephraim? Give me a picture of a bowling pin. That's in the pegging kit. Let me tell you, before I looked up pegging kit, I had my wife look it up because I did not want that in my phone. I had my wife look it up. And I you know what I thought? I thought a pegging kit was like, one little wooden piece, different sizes and shapes. Like a kit, like a whole kit where you can choose from it. Like, let me see, what do I want to get raped with tonight? I'll take the light bulb. Baby, go in there and get the doorknob tonight. I think I'm ready for a doorknob love. I need some doorknob love tonight, baby. Oh, baby, I had a rough week. You better get the baseball bat out there, baby. I had a rough week. I thought a pegging kit was like different wooden shapes, to suit the homosexual's pleasures. That is not what a pegging kit is. That's not what it is. Right? I thought the pegging. Hey, baby, listen. Go get the bowling pin, sweetheart. Go ahead. I had a rough week. I think I'm ready for the. And the woman be like, "Well, Sakari, are you sure you ready for the bowling pin?" Baby, I think I'm ready, baby. I think I've been practicing. I did well with the light bulb and the doorknob. The doorknob was a little rough in the beginning. But now I'm getting comfortable with the doorknob. I leave it in all day at work just to make sure that I get accustomed to it. Baby, I took that rolling pin. Now I'm ready for the number 8 pin. Now I'm ready for the bowling pin. I thought that's what a pegging kit was because of the word peg. I thought the peg meant like wooden.
I'm sorry you had to learn that, sir.
Listen, it was a rough one. Yeah, don't have sex with the dogs and cats either, Sicaris and IUIC. Leave the zoos alone. Leave that poor dog alone. God, the dog can't get in peace. Keep going.
Khan. any woman stand before a beast to lie down there too.
Yeah, I don't know what those purple bitches doing and them Sakari bitches, but don't be in there sack those dogs. Don't get put this inside your woman either. All the nasty shit you into, you got to stop. You got to leave those dogs alone and them cats alone and stop.
Khan. It is confusion.
That's the word of God. It's confusing. The pornos and got fixated on the porno. And escalated Ephraim. And what? And I'm all I can think of is what porno are you watching?
I know that.
I don't know what porno you watching. What? I ain't never seen that one. Man, when you watch a porno back in the world, don't you imagine that man having with women? And it's fantasy. You're having fantasies in your mind. I did not even know that you could watch a porno and decide that you were the woman. I had not even heard of it. I'm thinking you watch a thing and some tale. You want this woman. Like you're watching a porno, which makes you want to have sex with a woman. It makes you horny. You telling me these fake good like watching pornos and getting turned on by the man, and they want to be the. Listen, I gotta go. I'm good. I'm going back. I'm going to the gym and getting the hell out. I have got to leave this class. Let's hurry up.
Verse 24.
So, are you watching the porno wrong? You're watching them backwards. I think you're watching the porno in the wrong way. That is not the point. Don't be defiled with any of that believes that the Israelite school of UPK is wrong for how we're shaming and chastising Sakari and IYC. Challenge me today. I'm only doing it to help you. I just want to help you. I mean, to help you. Okay. And somebody inboxed me, Ephraim, and they said, well, instead of talking about him, talking on Johanna's show. And they texted me, on the messenger, and they said, instead of gossiping about him, you get it back. Whatever you give him, he's gonna put in his ass. If you give Sakari grace, he's gonna put grace in his ass. If you give him mercy, he's gonna shove mercy in his ass. You can't give him anything. You can't give him a cup. I say, Sakari, where my cup go? I don't know. Sakari, where's my cup at up? Where's my cup, Sakari? General, I ain't seen no cup around, nigga. Listen, you can keep that cup. You can keep it. It's yours now. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I love to leave a place, Ephraim. That's one of my favorite things is to leave. And I don't mix around Sakari. All right, Sakari, I'm gone, y'all. You can have the cup, brother. I'm out. Jesus. Yeah, y'all better calm down, man. Stop doing what you're doing. Anything else?
Khan, sir. For in all these, the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you.
Come on, all this hating the white man, all this we against the white man. No, you're not. You're not against the white. You're not against him. You're doing the exact same gravity and perversion that do. But yet you go out on the street corner. I remember one time in Philadelphia, a brother called me. He said he saw the Sicaris holding M16s on some street corner. I don't even know at the time what in the hell the Sicaris are. I thought it was the stupidest name in the world because I know a Sicari was a group who was a enemy and a rival of Jesus Christ and the disciples. Why would somebody name themselves Sicari? But I couldn't understand why anybody would choose the color purple either when Christ said the rich man who would not make the kingdom. Well, I don't know what in the hell you fake Israelites are doing. I never have understood it. I didn't know what a Sicari was. Tazariak would tell me different times which one they are. He knows who they are, Tazariak. So I would go to him about fake Israel, what they were doing. And who is this group that has M16s or AR-15s on the street corner? They would stand out at camp with AR-15s like they were bad strong. Oh, they were so militant. Meanwhile, while they had an AR-15 in their hand, it was something else in it. But he's so big and bad. And they're so strong. You know what? Here in America, where you belong. You belong in the kingdom. Anything else?
Yes, sir.
That's all on that, sir.
All right. Any other questions? We done?
Consider some more questions in the chat.
All right. Let me know we should get down with the topics. All right. Go ahead.
Our brother had a quick question. He asked if in the ancient time, Jerusalem had walls. How do we protect the smaller villages and hamlets? Walls.
Smaller village, small. They would be small and they would be vulnerable, and then that would be fine until they realize that this world doesn't suffer who doesn't want protection. So then they would learn to build wall, which was a fairly simple thing to do in that place. But they would learn to band together with other cities. And they would join a bigger city, or 5 or 6 or 3 small villages would come together for protection. They realized after a while that it was too unsafe alone, and they would come to smaller villages, and they get a wall up like they should have did already.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 22. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be
a cause, meaning every emotion has its place and its purpose. There's a place and a time for every emotion, for love, for hate, for anger, for happiness, for jealousy. There's a time for all of them, right? A sane and well-seasoned person knows to put their emotions in order. They know how to make sure that their emotions come out and are expressed in an appropriate manner, okay? The Bible says that whosoever is angry with his brother without cause, meaning it is appropriate to be angry with a brother if you have cause. If you have cause. If the man, you've been looking for your wallet and you can't find your wallet, you come to find out it's in Sicari's ass, your wallet, then you have a right to be angry with the Sicaris because you've been looking for your wallet for an hour. Said it where it was. So if you have a reason to be angry, then that's the appropriate place to be angry. All right. But if the brother has done nothing to you and he hasn't committed any transgressions against you at all, and you're still angry at him, then your anger is inappropriate and unlawful. You cannot be angry with a brother without having just cause, meaning reason for the anger. And so many of you, you're angry with your brother out of something that's in your mind, some supposition in your head, some thought or some dream you had. Some thought in your mind is making you hate your brother when you have no evidence at all, nothing tangible to say that he did anything wrong. But you just don't like him because you think that he thinks that you think something. And that is a sin. Everyone understands.
Count out of one.
All right, next.
There's more in the verse, sir.
Please.
And whosoever shall say to his brother, Raka, shall be in danger of the council.
Rakar means evil. So then you tell your brother Rakar, you say, you're evil. You're evil. The problem is evil for what? What is he done to be called evil? I just feel your thoughts are him is not cause to call him evil. You have no cause to do that. So you're going to counsel for saying something evil about that brother. You're the evil. I know that. And I know that you had no reason to do it. So then you're going believe that David was trying to take his throne. David did nothing that could make King Saul think something like that. King Saul was wrong. God king. He still did not do it. He still rose off and put ashes on his head and then killed the men that told him that they killed King Saul. He loved King Saul. King Saul was wrong for trying to kill David and for chasing David. So, but David, the priest, gave him showbread to eat because he was starving. Those priests gave him bread. Saul killed those priests by the hand of his servant Esau, his servant this Edomite, I forget his name. He was an Edomite though. And he killed 9 priests simply because they fed David bread. David was hungry. Bit by bit, men began to join him. What type of men joined David? Outlaws. That's who joined David. Because at that time, David was an enemy of the state. He was on the run. He had a warrant. Saul was trying to kill him. So different men who were outlaws, they joined him. They were on the run. They had warrants. and they began to join him, different men. Those first 32 men were called his mighty men. And they followed King. They left their life of crime behind them, and they followed David. And they stood, and as they were with David, David had them on the border between Judah and Edom, and Judah and the Philistines. And David would simply patrol that border and kill any Philistine that tried to attack Israel or encroach upon Israelite land from Edom or from Philistia. That's what he did. Well, as he was doing this, there was a sheep herder, a man who had sheep. And this man was in danger because the Philistines were going to kill him and take all of his sheep. David and his 600 men at that time, they protected this man. They made sure he was safe day and night while his sheep were eating and getting big, getting fat. They protected this sheep herder to make sure that things did not steal his sheep and kill him. This sheep herder worked for Nabal. He worked for Nabal, sheep herder. So the sheep herder left, went back to Nabal with healthy, fat sheep, and told Nabal, listen, man, David watched over us day and night, protected us. And that's how we survived, and that's how our sheep got back. Well, when David was hungry, David said, listen, I'm going to Nabal, and I'm going to ask for food. Since I took care of his sheep herders, I protected them while they were on the border between Judah and the Philistines. Now that I'm hungry, I'm gonna go to Nabal because he owes me. He owes me. So that's what you need. Now I'm going to start you right there. So David went down. I'll give you a little more. So David sent a man down to Nabal to say, my Lord David, he watched your sheep herders for the winter. He protected them. Now we pray you that you would give us food and victuals, which is food, because to return the favor that we did for you. Nabal cursed that man out, cursed him out. He said, who in the hell are you to ask me for food? You are Saul's servant and you need to get right with him. I'm not giving you a damn thing. David's servant said, all right, and left. But Nabal's wife, Abigail, listening. You did it. We're going to go into the Anthony Edwards story in a minute if we have time. Anthony Edwards didn't realize that when you have sex with a woman, that's where babies come from, younger. He didn't realize that. Well, a lot of you women out there, you don't know that when you go have sex with a man, that's where babies come from, sweetie. So you might end up with a baby's father that's an idiot. He'll curse out David, who saved the life of his shepherds. Well, when she heard it, she knew it was stupid. And she, the man that it was, he had gotten a reputation by then. He was an outlaw. He was a gangster. And she was scared to death on what was going to happen to her husband. She was right, because by the time that servant got back to David and told him what Nabal said, now I want to start you right there. Start me right there to what David said when his servant came back and told him that Nabal cursed him out and wasn't going to give him anything. Start me right there if you could, Ephraim.
1 Samuel chapter 25, verse 10. And Nabal answered David's servants and said, who is David and who is the son of Jesse? There be many servants nowadays that break away every man from his master.
He cursed out David. Who is David? Who is the son of Jesse? That's David's father. There'll be many people that are broken away from their masters, which is King Saul. So he cursed him out, and then skip down at one verse. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Should I then take my bread and my water and my flesh that I have killed for my sharers and give it unto men?
He said, I'm not giving my food to men. I'm not giving you my food. Skip down more to when Abigail heard it. So he's just telling him he's not giving him a damn thing. That's the point. All right, go ahead.
Verse 14. But one of the young men told Abigail, Nabal's wife, saying, Behold, David sent messengers out of the wilderness to salute our master, and he railed on them. He railed on them.
Yeah, this young brother, by now, David was a gangster rocket. He had a reputation. So the young man heard what his master Nabal said to David's men. He went straight to Nabal's wife, because Nabal's wife was famous for having something that a lot of you dummies out there don't have. She had common sense. She was a smart broad, smart, and that is a treasure. So he went straight to her. He said, listen, Nabal just cussed out David's man. We in trouble. We are in trouble. Keep going.
Khan, verse 15. But the men were very good unto us, and we were not hurt.
You see that? He's saying, man, Nabal cussed him out, but David was good to us. And we were safe. We were not hurt. Skip down one more verse.
Khan, verse 16. They were a war unto us.
Skip down. That's just him explaining how good David was to them and how good David protected them. Skip down 2 verses.
Khan, verse 18. Then Abigail made haste and took 200 loaves and 2 bottles of wine and 5 sheep ready dressed.
Abigail, when she heard what her husband did, she went and got all this food, got it all together. She hurried and did it. Keep going.
And 5 measures of parched corn and 100 clusters of raisins.
Skip down 1 verse.
Verse 19. And she said unto her servants, Go on before me. Behold, I come after you. But she told not her husband Nabal.
Read that again.
And
no, just the last part. She told not her husband Nabal. She didn't tell him. Why didn't she tell Nabal? Because she had sex with an idiot. She didn't tell him. She kept it from him, and she was right. She was right, because her husband would have stopped her from giving David that food. And this woman was set to save her husband's dumb life. Some of you women out there, you married an alcoholic. You know you did it. You didn't care about that at the time because you were so lonely and you needed penis inside you so desperately. You didn't care that he was an alcoholic. He's an alcoholic. Or you didn't care because your father was one. You didn't care. You didn't care that he's abusive and mean. Father was the same way. But then once you come into the truth and you realize you can't leave him, well, then you got a mean drunk as a husband. And he's always doing something that's going to get you hurt. He's always trying to drive drunk. He's always taking the money that's meant for the rent and the utilities and spending it on liquor and being stupid. You better not tell him you got paid. You better not. You better keep it from him. Because if you make sure to never tell him when you have money, you'll keep lights on over in his stupid head so he can, read a liquor bottle at night and play a video game. You'll keep the heat on. Keep a roof over that drunk's head because you never tell him when you have money. This is the word of God. I'd like to be challenged on it anytime you're ready. Keep going.
Verse 20. And it was so, as he rode on the ass, that she came down by the covert of the hill. And behold, David and his men came down against her.
David and his men. Let me skip up to it. Let me just tell you what David did. When David's servant told him what Nabal said, David told his men, if you can find this fast, you can read it. If not, I'll break it down for you. David told all of his men, put your sword on your hip. Every one of you, get your sword, put it on your hip. Because we're going down to Nabal's compound. And when we leave, we're not going to leave one person that pisses against the wall. There won't be one person left that pisses against the wall. That's Israelite slang for I'm going to kill every man that's there. So David put on his sword, got his brothers, and they were riding down to Nabal's castle, riding to it, to kill every man there and to take the food that they want. They're going to take it now that you don't have the grace to give it up to men who protected you. And they're coming to kill Nabal, kill all of his men, and take the food. That's what they were doing. So as they were coming there, who they meet? They met Abigail on the way. Abigail was in the middle between her husband and David, and she met David before he could get to her husband. Keep going.
Khan, verse 21. Now David had said, surely in vain have I kept all that this fellow have in the wilderness, so that nothing was missed of all that pertained unto him.
David was so offended by this. David said, I've done this in vain, meaning I protected this man for nothing. For nothing. I protected his sheep, his herd. I've never nothing all that time, and you won't give me anything. No sweat. I'll see you in a minute. I'll be down there in a second. Keep going.
Khan. And he had requited me evil for good.
Meaning I did a good thing for him, but he has requited me evil, good that I did for him. Here I come, Nabal, no problem. Here I come. Keep going.
Khan, verse 22. So and more also do God unto the enemies of David. If I leave of all that pertain to him by the morning light, any that pisseth against the wall.
Meaning, let the Lord be with my enemies if there is one man left. If by the time the morning gets here, if there's one person that could stand up and piss, then Lord, stand with my enemies there. Because I guarantee when the sun comes up, there won't be anybody that could piss standing. Anyone. That was David. That's how he was. That's how he was. And God said he was a man after his own heart. Keep going.
Khan, verse 23. And when Abigail saw David, she hasted and lighted off the ass and fell before David on her face.
She fell down and on her face in front of David. Keep going.
And bowed herself to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 24. And fell at his feet and said, upon me, my Lord, upon me, let this iniquity be.
You know what she's doing right now for you women out there listening, and for you drunk brothers out there? A lot of you brothers out there, you might have been molested, or your father was a drunk, and you're watching the class tonight. A lot of you have found a woman who loves you, and she will never obey you because she loves you. She can't obey you, because obeying you would mean that she would have to let you destroy yourself. This woman fell down on her face in front of David and said, Lord, let the evil be on me. Don't kill my husband. He's a fool. Blame me for it, Lord. Blame me for it. What a woman of class, sagacity, and sophistication. What a woman. What a woman this is. She loves this man, and she does not obey him because he's a fool. And obeying him would mean they would be dead if she obeyed him. Read that part again that she just said.
Khan. And fell at his feet and said, upon me, my Lord, upon me, let this iniquity be.
Keep going.
And let thine handmaid, I pray thee, speak in thy audience and hear the words of thy handmaid.
She said, my Lord, just hate me for what Nabal did. Let his crime be on me. Just allow me to speak to you, my Lord. Continue.
Verse 25. Let not, my Lord, I pray thee, regard this man of Belial
Baal, yeah. Don't, my Lord, do not regard this man of Baal. Who's the man of Baal she's talking about? Her husband. She's saying don't regard him, meaning don't think about him. Don't think about my husband. He's a man of Baal. He's wicked. He's a drunk. He smokes weed all day, drinks all day, plays video games all day, drinking all day. Can you imagine if you were Sakari's wife? Let me tell you, Sakari's wife, to please her husband, had to put objects in his ass to please him. That's what he wanted. So to obey the Sakaris, you got to go find all kinds of tools to put in his ass. A good wife would never obey a husband that was in a fake Israelite group. Never. Not if you love your husband. Because if you love him, you'll have to disobey him, or else his ass will be like a knapsack full of goddamn kitchen tools. Keep going.
Khan. Even Nabal, for as his name is, so is he.
You hear that? As his name is, so is he. My husband worships Baal. My husband is in the purple pigs. You know how many sisters called me from the purple pigs out? They done got married to some purple pig and they want to leave him. You know what I tell him? That's your husband. You got to stay with him. You don't have to be in that fake Israelite group of his. And you should never commit sins. You should pay your tithes to the ISUPK, and you should stay with your husband who's in the IUIC. You know I'm not joking. Everybody knows that, right? I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. Some women, you marry an idiot. You marry a drunk, a drug addict, a fake Israelite who wants you to put things in his butt. And you're married to him. So now you have to lead him at the same time as you are serving him. You have to lead him. You have to protect your husband from himself. Because sex is forever. Continue.
Khan. Nabal is his name. And folly is with him.
And folly is with him. My husband is stupid, my Lord. His name is Nabal, and folly is with him. He's a dummy. That's why he said what he said to your servants. That's why he didn't give you food, because he's dumb. Keep going.
Khan. But I, thine handmaid, saw not the young men of my Lord, who thou didst send. Verse 26. Now therefore, my Lord, as the Lord liveth, and as thy soul liveth, seeing the Lord have withholden thee from coming to shed blood.
Meaning, my Lord, if I would have been there, I would have made sure your men had the food. I wasn't there. But as my Lord liveth, God has just stopped you from shedding blood in revenge. God has stopped you because God put me here to stop you. That's what she told King David. She told him that. Because if she was not there, David would have went into her husband's house and killed him and every man there. Every man there would have had to have died because of the insult that Nabal did. So she's saying, God stopped you from doing it. You have to see that. That's why I'm here. To stop you from shedding blood. Continue.
Come. And from avenging thyself with thine own hand.
That is a sin. What David was about to do was a sin. David was about to take vengeance out with his own hands, and you cannot do that in Israel. You cannot harm someone in Israel unlawfully. David was about to kill these people because they did not give him food that he deserved. That would have been a great sin on David's hands. And she's saying, my Lord, I stopped you from committing that sin. God put me here to stop you from committing that sin. Continue.
Khan. Now let thy enemies and they that seek evil to my Lord be as Nabal.
Now let your enemies and them that speak evil to you be just like Nabal. Nabal is just another cat who's against you. He's not with you. He's stupid. And you are still righteous because you have not taken revenge at your own hands. Continue.
Khan. Verse 27. And now this blessing which thine handmaid hath brought unto my Lord, let it even be given unto the young man that followed my Lord.
So now I'm going to give you all this food I brought for you. All of this food, I'm giving it to you. Now skip down to David's response.
Khan. Verse 32. And David said to Abigail, blessed be the Lord God of Israel, which sent thee this day to meet me. Verse 33. And blessed be thy advice, and blessed be thou.
Blessed be thy what?
And blessed be thou.
No, before that, thy blessed be thou what?
Thy advice.
Thou what? Say it again.
Thy advice.
Listen, David took this woman's advice, because she was a smart broad. She had a head on her shoulders, man. A lot of you don't consider that to be anything. What do you want a woman for? Her butt? Her breasts? Because she's on Instagram naked? Well, that's your baby's mother. That's your future enemy. That's why you're going to jail for her. That's why you're going to get shot for her. When you find a woman, most of you are just finding your latest enemy. The woman you're going to get killed over or go to jail over. That's it. This woman, David took her advice because she was smart. She was wise. Thank you for your advice. Thank you for the advice you gave me, because I'm a gangster and I was going to kill your husband and kill all of his friends. And you stopped me. And you're right. That would have been wrong. I got too angry that time. And you stopped me, and I thank you for your advice. See, this broad had a head on her shoulders. Now, what's wrong with you women out there? What do you care about? Getting a fake butt? Huh? What do you think is important? Instagram likes and thumbs ups? You're stupid as dumb as a damn stick. You're dumb as a peg that's in the Sakari's ass. You're stupid. And you don't care about being smart at all. And your drunk husband, who could live if his wife would have a little sense to protect him from himself, your drunk husband is going to die too, because you don't have enough sense to disobey him and save his life. Continue.
Khan. And blessed be thou, which has kept me this day.
I gotta skip down for time's sake. Do I gotta pass on this? Do you want me to sum this up, Ephraim, or finish like two more verses?
Bible shot, sir.
What should I do?
If you could sum it up.
Let me tell you what happened here. David took the food from her. She went back and she told her husband, I just stopped David from coming here and killing you. I gave him the food. Nabal was flabbergasted. He was so angry, he dropped down and had a stroke. He had a stroke right there on the spot. A few days later, he died. When David heard Nabal died, he sent for Abigail and he married Abigail, had sex with her, and took her as his wife. A lot of you dumb brothers out there, you don't know. Your wife is bound to you for the rest of your life. I pray you understand. Your wife has to be with you. I tell these fake Israelites, when your wife calls me, they say, well, listen, my husband is doing this, he's doing that. Well, listen, sister, if your husband leaves you, then you're free. But there's another way you'll be free. And the Most High can do that at his will. That's not up to me. But the Most High will kill your husband, give him a stroke, a heart attack, give him all of this goddamn colon cancer, and all of the many ways that black men die every day before they hit 50. And before you know it, baby girl, you'll be single. That's all. And there'll be some one West brother here to solve all your problems. That's the Abigail breakdown, woman. All right. Anything else?
Most High in Christ, sir. The way that you tied that into the Anthony Edwards situation was heavy. So this might be a good time.
I think you're right. Go ahead and play it.
We didn't have a video, but to sum it up, the brother
Let me see you on the screen. If I let the people see you on the screen. Go ahead.
The brother's in the news this week because he got some Instagram hoe pregnant that's about 18 years older than him that already has a child by another famous brother, and he didn't want anything to do. He tried to tell her. He was in the news this week because he filed in court to have no custody, no rights at all, and just basically to say, "Tell me what I got to pay." The first time this has happened with him, he pressured another woman to have an abortion a few years ago. She did it, and he paid her $100,000 for it.
Yeah, well, okay. The brothers called me about this. This is Anthony Edwards. He's a famous basketball player.
Come.
He gets these women pregnant. He tells them to have abortions. They say, "Are you out of your mind? I'm not having an abortion. You're a millionaire." They keep the baby, and then he sends them a letter saying, "I don't want anything to do with the baby. Who cares? You dumbass. I'm not going to come see that baby." Okay, are you going to send me some of the millions? I'll take that. Anthony Edwards, let me tell you, brother, this is a big story because he's famous, but he's doing the same thing that so many simple brothers do. When you are choosing what woman you will have sex with, when you're doing that calculation, just remember this. You are also choosing the woman that you will get pregnant. You're choosing your baby's mother every time you choose a woman to have sex with, because that's where babies come from, little baby boy. That's how babies get here. And if you think that you can have sex with a woman and not get pregnant, that's what your father thought. And here you are. Sex makes children. When you are deciding to have sex, you are really deciding on your child's parents. You're deciding that. And you don't know you're deciding that because of lust and sexual desire. So you think you're going into a bar or you're going on Instagram saying, "Who turns me on the most? Who am I most attracted to? Is this her?"
Come on, sir.
Now, you don't want to have a child with this thing here. You don't want that. Oh, nobody want to like the ball. You don't think I'm choosing a mother. You think I'm choosing a broad to make me have an orgasm. But you're really choosing your mother. Unless you're just an animal, unless you're a goat or a dog or a cat. But if you're a human being, you can make a calculation that's more than just sexual desire. You can say, okay, I see her. She got a ton of fake breasts and she's on Instagram, which means I don't want to have sex with her because I can't have a baby with a woman like that. And you have that. Anthony Edwards is not the only one guilty of that. Majority of men on the planet do it, namely my father and yours. You understand? Most of us are accidents. Am I blowing your mind by saying that? Did you know you were an accident, everybody out there? Okay, I'm an accident. Everybody is an accident, virtually. When I say everybody, I'm being, I'm usually, I don't mean that literally. I just mean most men, they just were trying to have an orgasm and the girl got pregnant. That's it. Now, if you're going to do it like that, then yeah, you're going to have a lot of babies with women who you hate. With one more thing on the Anthony Anderson one.
Concert Bubba Shot, Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards. Let me tell you, bro, it's something else out there. When you decide to go have sex with a man, you're also choosing your child's father. Ball player. You having sex with Reggie the drunk. That That's who you choose. Next to you on some slavery you worked at. You can choose whatever kind of man you want. That's up to you. You know, you can choose if you. A lot of women think, you know, it's yours before the sex. Now, once the sex has happened, the choice is no longer in your hand. Choose to have sex with. Choosing the man to have sex with you is choosing your child's father. All right, go ahead, please.
Con, sir. And General Q mentioned in the comments the Ray Caruth situation. I don't know if you remember that one.
Oh, how did I forget General Q? Yeah, Ray Caruth. He was another famous football player. He just couldn't stop knocking. Thought about who he wanted to F, who he wanted to have sex with, and no protection and no nothing at all. No, no form of contraception. She's pregnant, and she got pregnant. He didn't want to go on child support, and he paid somebody to kill her and the unborn child. Come to find out, the person only killed the woman, and the child was just horribly disabled, mentally disabled, and the child still lives and looks just like his father. Looks just like his father. Keep going. Yeah, this is going into the fake Israelites, if I could. I was trying to go into the empathy. I don't know if I have time, but I'll try. Let me go into the fake Israelites real fast. Let me tell everybody out there, does everybody know about the Sakari putting things in his butt? What I want to try to is the existence of fake Israelites, where they come from, why they exist. And it's the same. Donald Trump did the State of the Union this week. And in the State of the Union, I heard him say it myself. I couldn't believe it. He said, people are saying that I'm the greatest president in history. The only one that is number 2 to me is George Washington. George Washington is number 2 to me. That's what people are saying. And as I watched this, I said, this is the most filthy, egotistical. Only reason he even wants to be president is because he can't stand for anyone else to be greater than him. That's it. Donald Trump has no skill, no aptitude, no gift to lead people. None. He doesn't have it. He is not a leader. He is a self-aggrandizing, selfish pig. Is better than him. He had to be president so that he could just be the greatest person in the room, the greatest person in history, because he could not stand saying that anyone else was better than him. Sakaris, IUIC, other groups I don't even know about. The only reason you even exist is because your leader could not stand knowing that Commanding General Yohana was better than him. He couldn't stand it. That's the only reason your group even exists. The men who started it didn't want to follow the men in the ISUPK. They didn't want to call them sir. They didn't want to bend to their will and obey their orders. The ISUPK. They can be the bishop. They can be the deacons. They can be in charge. All Nate ever cared about was being in charge. He didn't care about the kind of person he was. He didn't care about whether or not he was suitable. I want to be in charge. That is what the IUIC and the Donald Trump. You only wanted to be in charge. Otherwise, you would have stayed in the home of the truth. But you couldn't be in charge in here. You know why? Because we don't let men be in charge who want to shove everything in their behind, who want to have sex with white women, or who want to be gay. Bishop Nathaniel is clearly a closeted gay man. It's obvious. It's obvious. That's why he left the ISUPK, because we would never let someone who's struggling, he would have never. Now he's the purple bishop, the purple boys, the gospel Q dogs. Now he's in charge. That's the only reason he even made that group up, just to have a group of people that would have to follow him. That's a Trump. First, give me Umar Johnson. Let me show you something here. Umar, you know who Umar Johnson is, right, Ephraim?
Kind of, sir.
He's the doctor. Every black leader's a doctor. That's been going on like that. These where you had to be a doctor. Then around about the 90s or the 70s, you had to be a bishop. Everyone called themselves bishops, right? That's why Nate calls himself a bishop. Because why? Because of Bishop T.D. Jakes and Bishop this and Bishop that. So Nate had to be the purple bishop who's half gay, and the rest is working on the other part being gay. Bishop, watch this very closely, and then tell me what is peculiar about it. Go ahead and play it, Ephraim.
Years old. School ain't open yet. You was 12 years old.
Dr. Umar Johnson. And some 12-year-old boy is saying, oh, I'm sorry, some boy is saying, damn, the school is not open yet. That school, you've been talking about opening up that school since I was 12 years old. So Dr. Umar Johnson,
I see you, little crusty ninja. I see you, little crusty ninja. You said that off the top of your lip, little ninja.
Give me the IUIC's video. So this boy is insulting. What's Umar? Someone in the chat open. That's the insult to Umar, Dr. Umar Johnson. What's Umar Johnson's insult? Someone in the chat room, please tell me. Or someone in headquarters if you know. Not you, Ephraim. I know you know already.
So we got a hand raised in the room.
All right, let me see. I can't see it.
Concert. He's poor. He's saying, he got money for the school.
Did he say? I don't remember hearing him say he was poor.
He's crusty. He's crusty. I perceive him saying crusty to say you're a poor, crusty.
How does he know he's poor? Poor. You're interpreting crust to mean poor. He mentioned crust on his lip. He said crusty mustache. He didn't say poor. That's all I can tell you.
The slug.
I heard what he said, but he did not say poor. You understand, Isupk? Then let me get the trooper.
Sir, always good to see you.
Good to see you, Warrior.
Okay, crust off his mustache, and because he's young, I'm hoping he's talking about a runny nose.
Well, he didn't say runny nose. I did hear what he said.
That's what I'm hoping he's referring to, because that would really be unlike a grown man to insinuate anything more gross than that.
I get you, but why don't we just deal with what he called him? And when he's saying ninja, what does he mean by that?
He means nigga.
Okay, how many times did he call him ninja?
Around about 3, 4 times.
Yeah. Over and over, right?
Common concept.
Do you understand that Umar Johnson, you can sit down, I appreciate you, Ward, how long it took him to open up his school. And Black Dr. Umar Johnson, his insult is to say, you're black. You're a nigger. You little nigger. Play Umar Johnson, Dr. Umar Johnson again. Go ahead.
Was 12 years old. No problem. Little ninja. I see you, little crusty ninja.
It's through 2.
I see you, little crusty ninja.
3.
He said the school still ain't open. He was 12 years old. I see you, little crusty ninja.
4.
Why don't you shave that crust stash off the top of your little ninja?
5.
Crust stash off the top of your lip, little ninja.
6. Stop.
Little crusty ass ninja.
7.
About he was 12.
Stop.
Yo.
He called him nigger 7 times. Do you know what is also have in common with Donald Trump? You're racist against black people. You're racist. Imagine somebody hates me and I go, you little nigger. Who you talking to, nigger? You ain't nothing but a nigger. Nigger, shut up, nigger. That is the same thing that a white man would say to you if he got angry at you. Even black people who look at you, they hate you because you're black. And Dr. Umar Johnson expects to be a leader. He cannot be a leader. He's racist. He's racist against black people. But yet, he wants to be in charge of black people when he hates them. Let me tell you what he could have said. Couldn't he have said, you're stupid? Could he have said that? Could he have said, you little dummy? You little idiot? You little jackass? He could have called him anything. He could have called him dumb, stupid. Shut up, you little dummy. Shut up, you stupid little man. He could have called him anything, but he kept calling him nigger because when he looks at black people that he doesn't, supremacist thinks. Look at this stupid ass, crusty ass nigger here in front of me. This dirty nigger. All right, stupid nigger. Dr. Umar Johnson is unfit to lead people. Why is he even trying to be a leader? Simply because he doesn't want to follow men who actually are leaders, men who actually are fit to do this job. You don't believe me? Give me the IUIC. Play it.
Term that they're say nigga in the most derogatory term that there is. Niggas. Niggers. We not here. That we move as a God abducted. I know niggas do what niggas do. You niggas. You dealing with a nigga. He's only intelligent to a nigga. Niggas will lie, steal, and kill.
These are the kind of black men that follow Donald Trump. They follow him because they see something in common in them that's in Donald Trump. They hate niggers too. This is a big child, and he has a affinity for his mother that is sick. He's enmeshed with his mother. That's a psychological term. He could have said, "You a bunch of stupid. You UPK brothers are stupid. You UPK men are evil. You UPK men are wicked." Instead, the greatest insult he could give us was to say nigger to us in the most derogatory way. He's a racist. That's not enough proof for you? Show me the Hispanics. Show me what they think about the Hispanics. You have all the things that these groups like to put in their butts. Their butts are crowded. There's some crowded butts out there in this fake Israelite world. It's barely any room in these butts are. I mean, why are you trying to lead them? I know why you're doing it, because you just don't want to follow commanding, tell him what to do. But now you're expected to do what he tells you. You got to obey all his orders. But he started his own group, so he didn't have to obey anyone else. Play the video, please.
The weasel?
That's right. Okay, the conquistador.
Yes. Wow, ain't going to escape. God brought judgment for you.
Rewind.
Okay, the conquistador.
Yes. Wow, and guess what, Wetback? We know you, who you are too. You ain't going to escape. God brought your judgment for you, because you always been a nobody.
This is Bishop Nasty Nate of the IUIC, who has clearly had sex with a man. And he's calling some brother he's angry with a wet, call him an idiot. He could call him a mother effer. This is who should lead. He hates Hispanics. He hates them. But yet he's in a group that is professing to lead them. The only reason that group exists is because he didn't want to follow orders. He didn't want to obey. He does not care about Hispanics. He does not care about black people. He thinks black people are just a bunch of niggers. This cat talks like he's in the Ku Klux Klan. This cat talks like some Donald Trump, white oppressor, calling Mexicans wetbacks. This week, these purple pigs sent some faggots since about them going all the way to the IUIC, and all fake Israelites are the same as Donald Trump.